Ladies, it doesn't matter if it's morning, noon, or night. Whether you've worked all day or you just woke up. If you've got the thirst, just wet your lips on a BJ. BJ Beer, brewed right here in the great state of Michigan. Who wants a BJ?
Hello. Not a lot of people know, but after my 12th child, I had a hard time getting it up. No matter how hard my wife and I tried, we couldn't get my little Willie to perform correctly. So after minutes and minutes of trying, she looked at me and said, "Honey, bless your heart, you might have an erectile dysfunction. You should call the Pen 15 Club. They can help." And you know, she was right. They provided me with hours of help, from many kinds of massage techniques to fantastic oral support. The Pen 15 Club did the right trick for me, and I know it will for you too. So if you're tired of having a limp biscuit and want some help, contact the Pen 15 Club. They can help you.
Hello, ladies. Do you sometimes need a man to fix your plumbing needs, but you don't want the hassle of having your own husband? Well then, just call us here at Hubby for Hire. We'll have our trained professionals over to your house to hammer, fix, or LEBANG whatever project you need fixing. And we give special rates to single mothers with good oral skills. So remember, you don't need to be married to have your needs fulfilled. Just call a Hubby for Hire. We can fix anything. Yes?
Hey, Leroy, turn it on. Okay, Uncle Shady.
You're listening to BWWR, the Banger Worldwide Radio Network.
The John LeBang Show has been known to make people laugh, sing, think, scream, throw things in rage, and generally lose their minds. Listener discretion is advised.
Scheduled programming to bring you a show on the edge, broadcasting worldwide and out to the greater universe. You're listening to the John LeBang Show.
Well, we're back on the air, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the John LeBang Show. Well, good on the media, giving attention to another teen murderer. Isn't that wonderful, ladies and gentlemen? That way, some other nut job kid somewhere who's being bullied or feels depressed can go, well, this guy got popular that way. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Don't you think the rise of these mass shootings has something to do with the mainstream media glorifying these heinous acts? Oh, they're not glorifying it. They're just reporting the news. In a world of people who are starved for attention, the mainstream media is right there on call every time one of these events happens, and they make a big deal of it because, well, we got to make a certain group look bad, or maybe we just got to promote this agenda. And then we got the alternative newsers out there, and I'm part of that alternative media market. But you know, the ones that go off the deep end. Every time there's a mass shooting, there's a giant conspiracy behind it. This is fake or that is fake. And they keep pumping out the name of the supposed, suspect, the person they're pinning the shooting on. Or maybe it's a group of people. Because now we can't get past the idea that there was more than one shooter out there or more than one person involved. And you see, I've turned this off. I'm done with these mass shooters and talking about them on the level of explaining to you, my listener, what the details are. You can get the details anywhere, but they're the details that the mainstream media are telling everybody. And it's part of the official story. Yet every time this happens, instead of shunning, don't even giving out the name of these people, giving them any light, keeping this on a local level, and not making it national news, every time they do this, they inspire another person to start planning this. And oddly enough, there was things going on in the media that the power structure, the current one, the old school, the new world order, little bit of everybody wanted out of the news. So they want something out of the news and pow, something like this happens. I mean, it's every time something big is happening with a political figure or something on the world stage that is absorbing the spotlight, one of these events happens. But regardless of why these events happen, because we sit here and debate why this thing is happening, you get the conspiracy guys that always have an answer. Oh, it was this, or see, this is wrong, or this photo is wrong, or that, or they might be hiding this, which they may, because we're going to probably find out the FBI or CIA or somebody was involved with his family somewhere along the lines or with him. That seems to be the case every time. But like I said, I just tune these things out as far as getting into the gross details because they're gross. We can strap any name to these mass shooter situations, these mass teenage nut jobs. So it doesn't matter this person's name. It's like a soap opera now. We're just waiting for the next big event in reality television. That way the mainstream manufactured news can get involved. They can talk about it. They can have some kind of subject that gives them a fresh thing for a couple days, if not a week or two. Because they milk these things, especially when it's a topic like this. They like to milk it because, well, they have an agenda. And they're going to blame it on the guns, or they're going to blame it on this issue or that issue. Funny thing was, it was just maybe 2-3 days ago, I was speaking to a friend about these sort of things that happen in the world. It's because we're just a screwed up society. We're so far gone from being a sane and productive society, let alone world, because we have problems here in the United States. We shouldn't even be meddling in the rest of the world, and the rest of the world, sad to say, because they are the older part of the world, the further east you go, nobody's got it right. They still have the same issues, and these we have more first world issues, In the third world, it's just mass genocide here and religious cleansing there. Here in the first world, we have teenage shooters and terrorism. Terrorism being, for the most part, a shadow of the third world behavior. There's not enough genocide and there's not enough religious cleansing in their part of the world. They got to do something somewhere else. They're almost like these Jehovah's Witnesses that won't leave you alone at every damn grocery store. It's like a fanatical attitude, right? Oh boy, I might be getting some hate mail over that, comparing Jehovah's Witnesses to the third world terrorists. But the mindset's the same. Maybe not the tactics, but they won't leave you alone. They keep coming. They keep coming after you, bugging you, shoving their beliefs in your face. God forbid you try to shove your beliefs in anybody's face and see what happens. Oh, that don't work, right? Diversity's always good unless it's from you. then there's no diversity at all. Now, did I welcome you, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome you back for another week of the John LeBang Show. Got right into it tonight. Just walked right into it. Hope you enjoyed the Virtual Infinity special that we had last week. We've got a summer scheduling coming up, and so hopefully we'll get around to that and talk about what's coming for you, the listener, right here on the John LeBang Show. But do you guys disagree or agree with me that Western society, the first world, is breeding these incidents and these crazy teens and whoever else that decides to go on some kind of nut job rampage? Do you think it's because society is screwed up and we as in the first world here are so screwed up in our own way that we're basically fomenting this, if not directly, through the media, encouraging these kind of acts? Because, well, here in the first world, you've got to be popular. Oh, my gracious. You have got to be popular. Otherwise, people get complexes. They get depressed. I don't even know why they go on Facebook anymore. Because that's a depressing place, let alone that you have no privacy over there. And now you know through the recent enlightenment of the rest of the world that Facebook pretty much, your information's not safe over there. We'll just say that. So I was pondering that before the show. Are we such a screwed up society that it's going to breed these type of things? And there's nothing we can do about it. Because whether it's a actual event that was spontaneously ignited because this teen in particular, notice I'm not using his name. I'm not going to show you his picture. I don't want to even give this stupid mental case a platform. The mainstream media will do that. The mainstream media will tell you his name. They'll slap his face all over the place. Why? Because they want you to remember this person. There's a reason they want you to remember this person. And that falls into the conspiracy side of things. Maybe, just maybe, things didn't happen the way they are saying, and they're making you focus like a laser beam on this person's name and this picture that they're slapping all over the place. But we get the alternative media doing the same thing. Makes you wonder how much longer this society is going to be able to continue to show any semblance of freedom. Because if these things continue, which they're most likely are going to continue, then the politicians and the local and state and federal governments are going to feel so pressured into making laws to block these type of things, when laws don't stop the bad guys ever. But the politicians out there who are very soft in the spine and sway with the political winds, they're going to do gestures that are fairly meaningless overall, unless they decide to go after the guns and all the gun owners and they try to eliminate firearms in the United States, then that's going to spark something else. Because there's going to be a lot of people